Hi there, I am Vince Palizzi, and yes, I am still bipolar. We're going to talk about stigma, medications, and consequences next on the Mental Health Challenge. Before we get into today's topic, I want to give you a snippet about what's ahead. I really hope you enjoyed the comedy from our last episode. If you didn't, that's alright. You'll get another chance to see if you do have a sense of humor. As I get into my story, it's not just about the story. We all have stories. I'd love to hear yours too. It's not about who is the best story or who's suffered the most. We don't want to top each other's stories. The important thing is the parts of our stories that show the progression towards recovery. Among all the bad parts, the pain, fear, anxiety, and hopelessness that keeps us stuck, how do we move forward? I want to share and teach the tools that helped me and continue to help me live a healthy and productive life. No matter how sick I got, I'm still responsible for getting well and staying well. That's important to know. No matter how I got sick, I am still responsible for getting well and staying well. We call it a guide to recovery, finding our peace. This would be the batteries in our flashlights to see past the darkness. Being able to identify the beginning signs of depression and bipolar is key. What are we experiencing and what do we do going forward? There will be so much to cover, understanding what we have, how to grow and renew our minds towards wellness. This path requires a lot of help along the way. No one can conquer this mental health challenge alone. This is for everyone. The diagnosed, caregivers, families, and friends. We all have a role. Now back to today's topic. Many of us live with the stigma that goes with our mental health challenge. If you don't remember the definition, here it is again. It is a mark of disgrace associated with a particular circumstance, quality, or person. Man, that is one ugly definition. It's not like people see me walk into a store or at the movies and their bipolar detectors go off. Most people who know me know my diagnosis. The worst part of the stigma is that I know and I hate how that makes me look and feel by my own thinking. I've been battling the so-called stigma within myself since I was 14. I'm now 56 years old. Having to take medication has been a constant reminder of the stigma from my diagnosis. Again, this is a battle within myself, something I never asked for. I just want to be normal, which to me meant a life without meds. First of all, there's no such thing as normal. I believe the term normal can be different for everyone. We may all have our own states of normalcy. Let me be very, very clear. If you're on medication for your mental health challenge and you're feeling pretty good and leading a relatively healthy and productive life, stay on your meds. I give you permission to end the overwhelming battle of your inner thoughts that tell you that you could be normal if you can survive without meds. My normal is that I need meds for the rest of my life. Anyone else that is taking prescribed meds, please continue to work with your doctors to find what works best for you. It might seem like we're science experiments. Well, we kind of are. Be patient. Even with all the side effects, I've probably been on 25 to 30 different meds over the years with all kinds of uncomfortable side effects. Most of these have passed over time. So here's why I give you this message of encouragement to stay on your meds that are working for you. There can be catastrophic consequences. No one wakes up one day and says, bipolar, depression, come upon me and destroy my life. You've heard me talk about mental health challenge as uninvited guests. If I did not have this challenge, there would be no battle for me to eliminate the thoughts and overwhelming urge to want to stop taking my meds to establish normalcy in my life. I tried this twice. I suffered greatly, and so did my family. The consequences had a ripple effect that was like destructive winds and waves from a hurricane. My trips to Mount Mania and the deepest black hole of depression are places I never ever want to visit again. The puzzling thing is, I was doing pretty well before I went off my meds both times. Details to follow. I lost friendships, went through a divorce, lost my authority and respect as a dad, as well as trust. My faith was tattered and I appeared as weak and a lot less functional. The second time, my depression was the worst I had ever experienced. I fell to the bottom of the black hole, face down, with water gushing down on me. I couldn't breathe and was suffocating in my own cesspool of misery. I thought this was the end. I went back on meds, but they were not effective. I needed a jump start. ECT, also known as shock treatments. They were introduced to my treatment plan. The most difficult and gut-wrenching part of my recovery from this was being alone in my own house with the worst side effect of all, memory loss. I had to fight like hell to get back to the living, but there was also a force of darkness that made me feel like I was fighting two battles at the same time. My restored faith helped me fight my way back to new life, a very different life with a very, very hopeful outlook ahead. So how did I make it through all that? I courageously persevered. Sounds easy, right? Stay tuned for the rest of the story as we open the toolbox to put my life back on track. As always, please subscribe, smack that like button, and share with your friends and family. Remember, you are loved, you have value, and you are needed in this world. Peace.